how is everyone doing this morning? I hope that your day is off to a wonderful start. If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Carrington. Not your first time here, hi, welcome back. If you enjoy any and all things makeup, you're definitely going to want to go ahead, hit that subscribe button, click the little bell to be notified of all my future uploads, and let's go ahead and let's just dive right on in. Alright, in today's video, we're going to be trying out another foundation. A while back, I had purchased quite a few foundations from Sephora, like 7. Yeah, that's a lot. I still have a lot to try out, but I wanted to try out this Ilia Skin Serum Foundation with niacinamide plus allantoin aloe infused. This is, and it just says shake well before use. I have mine in the shade Mind Oro. So this is what I have. I hope it's going to be an okay match. So we're definitely going to apply this. I'm going to apply this the way that I normally like to apply my foundations. That's with a sponge. And then, we'll do the rest of my makeup. We'll do a wear test, an all-day wear test. I'm going to be working for definitely over 8 hours. So it's definitely going to be a really good wear test. We'll definitely really be able to get to see this in action. So I'm really, really excited. So if you guys are excited to see what I think of this foundation, especially since I have very, very dry, textured skin, definitely starting to get some lines, some wrinkles, things like that. So if you guys definitely want to see what my thoughts are on this, if it's worth the purchase, worth the price, dive on in. Alright, so we're going to go ahead, dive on in. Into this Ilia foundation, True Skin. I lost the box, so I'm not really for sure what the claims are or anything. But it comes with this little pump. We're just going to pump out just a little bit. Right there's about a pump and a half. Oh yeah, I was nervous about the shade match, but I think this will actually be a great shade match for me. Okay. We're going to start blending this in with a sponge. I literally have to go get another sponge because I can't find the one that I had originally wet. Isn't that exciting? So exciting. I love it. Oh great. The band at this high school is starting to play and I live next to the high school. So I'm sure you guys can hear the drums and the trumpets and everything else. Of course. Why wouldn't we do that at 8 o'clock in the morning? Let's get to school. Okay, so this definitely is a very natural finish. It's definitely sinking into my skin nicely. I would say it's probably a very nice light sort of coverage, a light to medium. I think it does an okay job covering up a good portion of my trouble areas. I do see just a little bit of redness still peeking through, so I would say this is definitely more a light medium, not a full medium or anything, but I think it's really beautiful. Sinks in nicely. I don't think I'm going to try to build it up. I think it's fine right where it is, but overall I think it looks really good. Obviously I have texture on my face, but I don't think it's emphasizing the texture. It's not clinging to any of my dry patches. I think it's settling really nice. So so far I'm really liking this. I'm gonna go off camera, complete the rest of my face, then we will come back so I can kind of give you how everything's worn, and then we'll start the wear test. Alright, so here's the completed makeup look on the skin and everything. I think it looks absolutely beautiful. The foundation is just setting so beautifully. None of the products pilled it up. I think it just sat on the skin, sank into the skin really nicely. I will say this, I have a feeling that this might be one that I will need to touch up throughout the day. And you might be with powder? No. So for me, being with really dry skin, sometimes after a while, some foundations, not all, but some of them can start to look a little bit cakey right here where I have the most dry patches. And so what I do is I just take a hydrating or radiant setting spray and just spray around my T-zone and just kind of pat it out. I kind of keep some things in my purse. So I will do some like little individual check-ins throughout the day. I'm going to at least do one, hopefully maybe two. And then I'll come back at the end of the night, kind of give you guys my final thoughts, especially after having a really nice wear test. Of course, I do favorites, fails, and monthly roundups. So you will see that in May for this month. So I will definitely let you know if it's in a favorite, fail, or a roundup and why. So far, so good. So let's go ahead and let's dive on into the wear test. So I am in my car taking a break at work. I am working late tonight. It is currently 4:30 p.m. So I put this on about 9:30. So that's been on for about 7 hours. So that's almost like a full day. I will say it's not looking terrible for it being on for 7 whole hours. I will say it's like almost gone from my nose. But I'm also, as you can tell or hear, sick. So I have been like blowing my nose, coughing up a storm, everything else like that. It's been really, really hot today. It's like 80 something degrees. That's a good time, I guess. So, and I've been outside, like I stood in line to get food at the food truck. You know, sometimes like we'll just like go outside and go for walks as like a team, just do stuff like that. So I have been outside, have done a little bit of sweating on our walk. It was super hot. So, you know, I'm pretty impressed with how well this is looking for like the long day that I've had, being sick, going outside and like going for like a 1.5 mile long walk at like a very like brisk pace. So I did sweat. I still think it looks pretty good. Like I'm looking in my mirror right now and I can definitely see where it's kind of rubbed away in a couple of areas. But again, like it's this area because I've been coughing and sick and things like that. But my forehead, it looks great. I think that like personally, as I stated earlier, I haven't done this. I would have liked to have like sprayed my face with something a little bit more hydrating. I find I like to do that sometimes depending on how the foundation looks when I first apply it. But I do just want to see how this wears on like some dry, textured, little wrinkles here and there skin, just to see kind of what it's like. But I would have personally, probably if this was like a normal day, probably about halfway in, a couple hours in, 3 to 4 hours, I probably would have taken one of my really nice setting sprays and I probably would have sprayed my face. Just because I do think it could use a little bit more hydration. But yeah, so I'm gonna wear this for the rest of the night. I'm not going home until between 6 and 7. It just depends on how good the calls are. So anytime between 6 or 7 is when I'm going to be leaving. And then I'm gonna go home and like eat dinner and things like that. So I will definitely check back in at the end of the night so we can see if it's gotten any better. Okay, so here we are, final check-in on the night. It is 9 p.m. So this has been on for almost 12 whole hours and it doesn't look terrible. Definitely has started to wear away quite a bit. So I would say this is probably like a really good if you just work like a normal work day, not working a whole lot unless you're planning on touching up. I of course did not touch up and wanted to see how well this would wear, but I definitely think that this is one where if you have oily skin or anything like that, you will definitely need to touch it up throughout the day, add some powder. For me, I think I really would have benefited from packing a powder for the areas where I was rubbing it off, but also a really nice hydrating setting spray. So overall, I think this is decent. I think this is really good for dry skin, especially if you have some like textures and wrinkles or anything like that. Didn't really settle into those. Didn't emphasize any texture. I think it looks really good. So for those of you with dry skin, I think you will really like this. Oily, I can't really say much. You may need a powder for this. But overall, I really do enjoy this. I don't think you need to like run out and grab it. It's not like mind-blowing. I think there are better out there. But I do think it's a good option. So that is it for today's video. If you enjoyed this, give this a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you have not yet already. And I will see you all in my next one. Bye.